Hi, welcome to Pete's Cider Sanctuary. This is a familiar can to a lot of people. It's been around for quite a while. It's Cider. I think it came out in the 80s. I remember drinking it in the 80s anyway. At the time it was quite a sort of fashionable brand for a while at least. I guess these days it's just known as a sort of super strong cider. It's 8.4%, so it's way up there. The only other cider I can think of compares to that strength is the Weston's vintage cider, which I think is 8.2%. This is aimed at a different market, and I think it's a different cider. I can't remember what it tastes like. It's been so long since I've had it. It's a cheap, strong cider, but you've got to admit it's a nice looking can. I mean, I was actually rubbing my fingerprints off it earlier because it kind of looked better without them. But yeah, it's a good design, a good sort of classic design. Black and gold. Let's open it up. Quite a fairly strong whiff from it. Not unpleasant, but kind of doesn't. It's got a sort of slightly strange sort of yeasty smell to it, which is strange for a cider. I'm sure it isn't yeast, but it's got that smell to it. Not especially fizzy. Thought it was going to be a bit more fizzy than this. Although as I pour it out now, there's quite a lot of bubbles. There's a lot of bubbles just dancing off the top of the glass. I don't know if you can pick that up. And so that's the full can. And yeah, sparkling cider, but not that sparkling. It's got a real bitterness to it, which is not necessarily unpleasant. I think I was actually expecting it to be a lot sweeter than it is, so that's good. It doesn't have the kind of oakiness that the strong Weston's vintage has. But in other ways it is quite similar to the Weston's. It's because it's over 8%. It's got quite a lot of body to it. You definitely know it's a strong cider. If I was to guess, I might have put it more between 7 and 8%. It doesn't quite taste like 8.4, but I think it'd be hard to drink a lot of these. It would start, apart from the fact it's really strong, alcohol-wise, I think that bitterness would start getting to you after a while. And there's not an awful lot more to the taste. It's not especially complex. I guess they were aiming for something that's fairly clean tasting in a way. But it doesn't taste especially natural to me. I could drink a couple of these, but certainly wouldn't be my strong cider of choice. I think the Weston's or the Thatcher's, which isn't quite as strong. Thatcher's vintage cider would be a better one. It's not bad. It's not bad. Just a little bit too bitter. Not as acidic as I expected, but yeah, there's bitterness in there, and you really get quite a heavy aroma from it. Well. I think for what it is, it's cheap. It's, what was it, just over £1 a can. I think for what it is, the quality isn't that bad. It's just not quite to my liking, but I guess it would, other people would prefer this, in fact, to some of the vintage ciders. K's, I'd give it a 7 out of 10, and I'm sure you know where to find it if you want to buy some. Thanks for watching.